Children's and Household Tales. Collected by the Brothers Grimm. The Wolf and the Seven Young Goats. This video is not intended to present an atmospheric narrative. Rather, it is created for those who seek to read the original stories as they were published in 1812, faithfully translated from German. An interpretation is provided at the end for deeper insight. A mother goat had 7 young kids whom she loved dearly and carefully protected from the wolf. One day, when she had to go out to gather food, she called them all together and said, "My dear children, I must go out to fetch food. Beware of the wolf and do not let him in. Be careful, for he often disguises himself. But you can recognize him by his rough voice and black paws. If he gets into the house, he will eat you all at once." Then she left. Soon after, the wolf came to the house and called out, "Dear children, open the door for me. I am your mother and have brought you wonderful things." But the 7 little kids replied, "You are not our mother. She has a soft, lovely voice, but yours is rough. You are the wolf. We will not open the door for you." So, the wolf went to a shopkeeper and bought a large piece of chalk, which he ate to make his voice softer. Then he returned to the house and called out in a gentle voice, "Dear children, let me in. I am your mother, and I have brought something special for each of you." However, as he spoke, he placed his paw on the windowsill, and the little goats saw that it was black. "You are not our mother," they cried. "She does not have a black foot like you. You are the wolf. We will not open the door for you." The wolf went to a baker and said, "Baker, spread fresh dough over my paw." Once that was done, he went to a miller and said, "Miller, sprinkle fine white flour over my paw." The miller refused, saying, "No, I won't. If you don't," threatened the wolf, "I will eat you." So, the miller had no choice but to do as he was told. Now the wolf returned to the little goat's house and said, "Dear children, let me in. I am your mother, and each of you will get a gift." The 7 kids peeked at his paw and saw that it was now white. His voice was also soft, so they believed he was truly their mother and opened the door. But as soon as he stepped inside, they recognized him and quickly tried to hide. One went under the table. The second into the bed. The third into the oven. The fourth into the kitchen. The fifth into the cupboard. The 6th under a large bowl. And the 7th into the grandfather clock. But the wolf found them all and swallowed them whole, except for the youngest, who was hiding inside the clock. That one was the only one left alive. When the wolf had satisfied his hunger, he left. Shortly after, the mother goat returned home. What a heartbreaking sight. The wolf had been there and eaten all her beloved children. She thought they were all gone, but then the youngest kid jumped out of the clock and told her everything. The wolf, now full and satisfied, had gone to a green meadow, where he lay down in the sunshine and fell into a deep sleep. The mother goat thought there might still be a way to save her children. So, she said to the youngest, "Take some thread, a needle, and scissors, and follow me." She went outside and found the wolf snoring on the meadow. "There lies the wicked wolf," she whispered, examining him from all sides. "After eating my 6 children for his afternoon meal, let's see what we can do." She took the scissors and carefully cut open his belly. And what a miracle! The 6 little kids, whom he had swallowed whole in his greed, sprang out, alive and unharmed. She quickly told them to fetch large, heavy stones, which they placed inside the wolf's belly. Then, she sewed him back up and hid with her children behind a hedge. When the wolf finally woke up, he felt his belly growing heavy. "Oh, it rumbles and tumbles inside me. It rumbles and tumbles. But how? I only ate 6 little kids." Thinking a drink of water might help, he walked to a well. But as he leaned over to drink, the weight of the stones pulled him down, and he fell into the water and drowned. When the 7 little kids saw this, they ran joyfully to the well and danced with delight. A possible interpretation considering the time period. The fairy tale The Wolf and the 7 Young Goats contains several moral and societal lessons relevant to the early 19th century. Parental protection and dangers of the world. The mother goat warns her children about the wolf and teaches them how to recognize deception. This reflects the idea that parents must protect their children, especially in a time when child mortality was high, and dangers like war, poverty, and crime were ever present. Deception and manipulation as the tools of evil. The wolf does not use brute force but tricks the kids by changing his voice and appearance. This could serve as a warning against trusting false authorities or deceivers, a relevant lesson in a time of political turmoil, such as the Napoleonic Wars. The role of the mother as protector and avenger. Unlike many fairy tales where a male hero restores justice, here the mother goat saves her children and punishes the wolf. This highlights the important role of women in protecting and raising children in a time when fathers were often absent due to war or labor. Justice through trickery, the reversal of deception. The wolf tricks the little goats to eat them, but in the end, he is outwitted. The stones in his belly lead to his downfall, symbolizing the idea that wrongdoers eventually fall into their own trap. This reflects a deeply rooted moral belief of the time that evil is ultimately punished. Conclusion. This fairy tale serves as a warning for children to be cautious of deception and strangers. It emphasizes the protective role of the mother while also showing that cleverness and quick thinking can defeat evil. At a time when society was transitioning from feudal structures to more bourgeois values, the story could also symbolize social justice. Deception may bring short-term success, but in the end, the truth and justice prevail. What do you think? Was this just a bedtime story, or does it hide a deeper meaning? Do you have your own interpretation? Share your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed this, consider subscribing for more stories and discussions. And if you have any constructive feedback, let me know, I'm always looking to improve.